Hey y'all, I'm gonna get back to the readings, but I just wanted to do a little twin flame journey part two, or the shorter lecture. Of course, I went into almost an hour and I didn't want to go that long, but I done made a connection with this beautiful man, this twin flame guru. I ain't giving his name up yet, cause that's just how I am. If somebody father come to me, husband come to me, whoever come to me, whether they was popular or unpopular, it is to make me know, never mind, it's God's business once they leave this earthly realm. And I don't get caught up in people saying, well, that's my uncle or that was my friend. How does she think that she can talk to my friend? Well, you don't know the relationship that we have. You know, like people say, my relationship with God is personal. Well, when somebody goes into the ethereal realm, they're now considered a God if they did a good work. And I'm pretty sure they can make up their mind on who they want to talk to and who they don't. And they don't have to converse with anyone like they didn't on earth to say, can I talk to Mia? Because if it was like that, that's a shame, okay? There's some growing yet left to do, you know? But this twin flame journey shit, it's just, and I don't want to call it shit because I want to hold it in high regard, but people make it like that. So I'm just giving you, I'm projecting back the shit, okay? It's a piece of work. It's, you don't know what you're getting yourself into if you're not getting into it in the mindset of growth. If you're not getting into it for the mind, in the mindset of evolving. If you're not getting into it to bring some form of contribution to the collective. If you're getting into a twin flame, which I call soul flame, and me and him been remixing it and calling it, he like, yeah, the twin soul flame union. Okay? If you think it's just about like regular smuggler stuff you did when you was younger or when you was dating, whatchamacallit, that's not it. That's not it. You gonna get hurt really, really bad because you're not understanding why you chose to do something in the first place. You gotta understand why you decided to want the journey in the first place. And if your mindset is not growth, and if your mindset is not evolving, you're gonna get yourself in a situation that you may, have a rough time recovering from. Once you realize it's not what you thought it was, okay? He said the twin flame journey is the most humbling experience of a lifetime. Somebody will look stupid. This is me. I said somebody will look stupid first, then the other twin will look stupid next. The evolution does not discriminate. You think God created the twin soul flame journey specifically to kill egos and show anyone they don't have it all together like they may have once perceived. The twin soul flame union makes you repeat, this is him, makes you repeat puberty. It returns you back to your teenage years and reforms you into the spiritually mature self. That's me. I said that it returns you and it reforms you into the spiritually mature self every soul strives for, knowingly and unknowingly. I said the twin soul flame journey is the perfect catalyst to catapult souls into expansion and growth. He said in a twin flame union, it's going to bring out the manipulation tactics you used as a teenager, the control tactics you used as a child or a teenager, and some of us as adults, and the programming that you still have left that you need to get rid of that has put you into some form of cognitive dissonance. Your personality, who you thought you were, is dying and you end up evolving into someone else, into a new persona or a new person. It's growth there. Period. And every relationship, so to speak, that I was in with a man, whether it was terrible or whether it was beautiful or whether it was a beautiful problem, terribly beautiful, well, however you want to put it, I learned something. I grew from that experience. You missing the whole point on a soul flame or twin flame journey if you're not looking at the growth and you're just fixated on making union. Everybody does not make union with the person that they're in separation with. Some people do choose to stay with what people are considering karmics. You know, some people just not ready to grow in that way, and that's okay. But take the growth that you got from it and move along, and you'll meet someone else. You're going to call in something else. You just are. Especially, we all always got growing to do. Who don't want to grow? Who don't want to expand? And if you're saying you love somebody that's hell-bent on not growing and not expanding, then thank them for being the catalyst that catapulted you in the growth that you needed. So now you can call for another soul flame. You can get more than one. He said one woman had 7. She met one and then all of a sudden started attracting, and she said the energy, listen to this tricky shit though. She said the energies that came in, she was lightweight. She felt stronger energy and a stronger attraction to those energies than the first twin flame that she met. Well, she thinking this is it. All of these other ones she started attracting, and it was intense. So she asked him what the hell. So he asked her what was her childhood like. Were they restrictive as far as sex was concerned? And she said, yeah, it was very restrictive. So he said, okay. So he dug a little deeper, and come to find out, those 6 other guys or whatever, and she was in sexual relations with them on another dimension. She said some were women. She was just going, she said she didn't feel bad about it, put it like that. However, she wanted to get some type of understanding. She didn't want to just be out here not understanding what the fuck was, or like he say, fuck the what is going on, you know, fuck the what is going on. So they came to the conclusion that she needed to release some sexual tension, basically, and you know, it was connected to some old programming. So those energies helped her to move along the evolutionary process as far as dropping the attachments to sexuality, like the obsessiveness of it, because it was so restricted in her childhood. So then after they got to that realization, she was ready to go back to understand, well, how do I, you know, come make her soul flame union work, her twin flame union work. Now imagine if she didn't have a gem like him to lead her the right way. She ends up with 7 people when really those 7 people were her soul flames. Listen to me good. They were. Men and women alike. But their only job, and why it was so intense, is because it was in a sexual center. It was something to help her to get unstuck from some childhood shit that made her feel guilty and shameful about sex, her body, all that shit. So all it took, that just show you the amount of shit that she dealt with in her childhood. And it had to be connected to religion. Shaming you for sex, shaming you for showing this, shame, 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 guilt, guilt, guilt. So much so that she needed 7 freaking soul flames to help her burn up through some of that shit so that she could evolve to her next stage. Now she was so evolved because she done removed the sexual passionate part out of it. She ready to focus on the person that was initially her twin flame. And the other ones were too. That's why I call them soul flames. Because it's something on a soul level. Just like I said, I met one soul flame, then met another. This is when, okay, when I started looking into soul flames, I even looked up, because with my child's father, I was with him for a long time. But I I started this journey early, okay? And it was something there that pulled me towards him when I was a young girl. But I saw it, honest to God, I saw it as biology. I didn't see it as anything soulmate-ish or anything like that. And people would have swore that we were that. But I also came from an extra strict religious background, okay? Bible-based background, staunch Christian Baptist background. So me seeing him, it could have been a soul flame in the sense of allowing me to um get rid of some shame and guilt connected to sexuality. Because as I got older, I didn't see, once I started listening to Osho, y'all hear me talk about Osho, Osho was talking about a lot of the shit y'all think is this, it ain't shit but biology. That's what it was. Once I got older and looked at it, I'm like, shit. But that was all that I knew. And even it's so crazy that even though I was young as hell, I was under the age of 15. However, I still looked at everything between a man and a woman as a commitment. Even though I was quote unquote fornicating, it didn't matter. When I got with my son's father, I did not cheat on him. To me, in my head, we was like married, low-key. What you mean, be with several people? And yeah, I was a virgin, but still, I still looked at everything through the eyes of the religion that raised me up. As crazy as it sounds. It's like, okay, well, if I'm gonna fornicate, then I'm not gonna be with nobody else. It's just gonna be exclusively for you. Because the Bible says. You know what I'm saying? It's like he said, you end up getting rid of manipulation tactics, old programming. All this doing is awakening you. It's knocking your socks off, but you're calling for that to happen to you. It's just in the remembering that you're calling for that to happen to you. And it's not, you didn't call for a romantic novel, even though you may have romantic experiences with your soul flame, twin flame. That's besides the point, like let's not lose sight of why we're here type of situation, and everybody ain't meant, like he said, everybody ain't meant to end up together, soul flames, twin flames together, making a YouTube channel. No. If you got two people that are exceptional healers, that's just who they are. Soul to soul, they are exceptional healers. Everybody ain't. Okay? Everybody don't got the touch, okay? Where you feel better, where you feel safe, where you feel a sense of, healing or healer type of energy, where you just feel like everything gonna be all right. Call so-and-so and get her down here. People crying, we need her. That's how my mother was. Can get people to stop crying. Can get people to stop acting crazy. And she just had it. She had it. That being said, my father had it, but he was a mechanic and she was a stay-at-home mom. He was a preacher, she was an elder or, evangelist. He was he owned gas stations. She worked at corner stores, you see? But the work that they put in with the people that they came across, it helped to further along the evolutionary process in the way that they were pre-planned to do it in their playbook. Some people may end up with YouTube channels. Some people may not. Somebody may go to work at GM in the morning. Another person may go to goddamn Dunkin' Donuts. It don't matter. Did you make somebody's day? Did you give somebody a good word? Did you help somebody even on your day off? It don't even matter where the fuck you work at. You know what I'm saying? We got to take the movies out of this shit. Because people done got too far And that's what I was trying to tell him. Like, we've been channeling, he been giving me chills. We've been up in this boy laughing. Because he see that I get it. And he was mostly frustrated that people weren't getting it. And it was, I mean, he couldn't break it down no plainer than what he broke it down. And I can understand where he was coming from. Because I'm saying, damn, you got something so raw. You've discovered something so raw. And you're growing, you're getting up in age. So I can see where it could be some panic attached to it. Where it's like, okay, y'all still not getting this shit? But this is the journey that I chose and I'm here today. I'm like, no, you knocked this shit off the park before you left here. Because so many people are going to come across this man's platform and they're going to need him in the worst way. Because so many people are coming into union. And another thing that I'm realizing is that it's like God is funny. I had mentioned in a previous video, the first Twin Flame video that I did. If y'all want to check it out, go ahead. It's like 50-something minutes, so make sure you got the time. However, I'm like, God, you making it where it's difficult to make union because people have taken advantage of people. People have taken advantage of people's heart. People have taken advantage of people's loving kindness. People have taken advantage of people's innocence. And everything has become so manipulative and so money-based and so controlling and so pre-staged and so ussies and so fake. So now you're using the romanticism that somebody don't even realize that they're being duped, okay? You're using the romanticism that's in most people's minds in the world today. And you're using the fact that they don't remember who they are. And you're allowing those two things to call in something that's going to feel so good. Oh, man. It's like they say, I never did drugs as far as heroin, crack. I never touched none of that shit. Cocaine, I don't fuck around. But for what people tell me, it's you're always running after the first. You know, it was so, you always looking for that high. You chasing that high. The runner-chaser dynamic. Same shit, right? You have a lovely experience. This is a person of your dreams. Everything is peachy keen. And then all of a sudden, they run the other way. You can't get in contact with them. You don't know where they at. They done fell off. It's God hiding them. Because he's trying to make that song, You Earned It. I'm fuck around and put that song. God is making people earn love. Earn a solid union. Earn the right to help man evolve into a greater persons, both men and women. When I say man, I'm talking all in all, as far as humans are concerned. You know, that's a hell of a responsibility where we're at now in the evolutionary process. Anything that I touch is dealing with the evolutionary process of man. When I first came out on Facebook, all I was talking about was deprogramming. Operation Deprogram. People didn't know what the fuck I was talking about. I didn't never give a fuck. Operation Deprogram. Period. If you think this is about anything else, you have fooled yourself, because I told you out the gate what this was about. Operation Deprogram. He called them templates. I call them programs. It's the same shit. Old ass shit that no longer serve you, that's stopping your fucking growth. You're trying to keep, it's like switching banks and trying to go make a withdrawal out of Chase when you done switch to Huntington or whatever bank of choices you have. You know damn well you don't have an account here anymore and it's closed. What do you think you're going to get out of this? You know, that's people that stay in long-standing commitments. That's hella toxic. But God is even more funnier than that, because he'll allow the person to stay with that energy just to frustrate the other twin more, to the point where what will you do? What is in your heart? What are you about to upchuck? What are you about to let go of? What is no longer serving you? And preferably nobody ends up in the grave or prison. You hear me? So what is it really about at the end of the day? I'm trying to tell y'all. I did not think, honestly, with my child father, that's something totally different. That's a totally different spiritual experience. Something totally different as far as my personal soul growth and my personal evolution. It's something very different from a soul flame, twin flame journey. My mindset was nowhere near that shit. Honestly, I was with my son father from 7th grade all the way till I turned 18. Okay? Once I left high school, I was like, I'm done. I'm focusing on my career. I'm getting it done. I went into an occult science for real. Got my hair cracked to the white meat. Was not the same person. Going in, the person I came out as, I was not the same person at all. Okay? However, I felt like I needed to ground my energy. I felt like I needed familiarity because when you're in the Nation of Islam, not to give too much up because I don't do that. However, you're kind of just with the nation. You don't really deal with your family. You can. Ain't nobody stopping you. But people look at you weird. So you end up being like a black sheep by default. You ain't mad. You're just like, all right, well, I'm just going to kick it with y'all then. But once you're inactive, then you're no longer in that energy. So now you just back out in the world, regular smuggler. I didn't know anybody like that, or I didn't feel safe with anybody like that. Let's put it like that. I wasn't even thinking my son's father, my ex-husband, put me on Facebook and gave basically the green light for my son father to find me, and we remade the connection. It wasn't like that, but it was something that had to be uprooted in me dealing as far as with him. It was something that I had to deal with on a karmic level that I'm still learning and unfolding right now. That has absolutely nothing to do with my soul flame, twin flame journeys. For real, I feel like I only had 2 of those, and I ain't capping. The one that I talked about on a previous twin flame video that took me down low. I never experienced nothing like that in my life. And it was embarrassing. It was all the shit that the twin flame journey bring. Okay? I didn't think it could get any more embarrassing than that one. I left out of that one and got into another one. It was like bloop, bloop, back to back. But what I experienced with the second one, I'm talking a bunch of fuck the woods. You hear me? Bunch of fuck the woods. Like, what? When I say my ego died, everything. And Spirit always does my shit on a social platform where everybody can see my dress up, my black ass showing. I look so stupid, so foolish, so everything. I don't really be caring, honestly, because I know what I'm in it for. I'm in it for deprogramming, getting rid of old ass programming, soul expansion, evolution, getting to the heart of the matter within myself. You know what I'm saying? Somebody else is acting as the catalyst to catapult me into whatever soul growth and soul expansion that is needed. He wasn't looking, my soul flame wasn't looking all great either. He looked like he had went through World War whatever. And I still haven't talked to him in over a year. But in the pictures that I was seeing, when he still was around, he looked like I was praying because I didn't want him to get, I knew that nobody could help him to get out of that. When you're going through a spiritual awakening, I'm telling y'all right now, when you're dealing with certain shit, you cannot use the same thing you've been using your whole life to get you out of it. Let me tell y'all, I done went through a spiritual awakening, woke up in the mental hospital calling on every prophet and messenger of God, Jesus, Muhammad, Moses, whoever. It didn't stop that awakening from happening. It didn't stop me from feeling like I was spinning in a motherfucking hurricane, tornado, and everything else. I could call on whatever I wanted to. Shit. I could have said, Mama say, Mumaku say. It wasn't going to stop what was happening with me feeling like I was about to fucking die because my ego was dying. Everything I knew was dying. Everything I thought I was dying. Man, my journey been, baby, hey, baby. I need to do a video, hey, baby, because when I tell you, Jesus be like, no, you can't hide. You gotta go. You can't hide. You can't use me to hide. Moses be like, no, I'm cool. You can't. Muhammad be like, no, get up out of here. You gotta do this on your own. It be like that. They ain't capping. If somebody's keeping 100. So he was raised in a strictly Christian Pentecostal background that he didn't even know what the hell was going on there because he was so busy trying to get money, be and this and that. I was like, oh my God, please just keep his mind. Because it's not a game. It's really not. It's really not. Coming through dark shit like that, what they call dark night of the soul. Oh, baby, you need a help. You need a helper. When people say people that heal, the only person can heal themselves. Bullshit. Do somebody got a light around this bitch? Can you just hold it up for a minute and I'm going to get myself together and gather myself? You still want somebody to hold some form of a light. Just like I got this father healing. You understand? Somebody please just put the flashlight on. I can do the rest. But don't say ain't nobody, don't nobody, for some that are meant to be the light. Because ain't nobody have a light up for my black ass. I'm just telling you. You wake up in a mental hospital with somebody penis out talking about you in the Bible and you my wife. I don't woke up at all kind of crazy ass situations. So I have no idea. And I've been walking this path for over 20 years and I'm still getting my head cracked to the white meat. So how much work do I have left to do? I'm humble enough to know that some people ain't even there yet. And you stuck on Romancy Island wanting somebody to come back to you and somebody steady telling you they coming back. And some of these people are not coming back. You got a soul flame way down the line. Fuck a high level soulmate. Fuck all that shit. Focus on yourself. And get your mindset on logic and your own personal soul evolution. And the evolutionary process of man. Because the twin flame journey, the soul flame journey, it ain't shit but a catalyst to catapult your ass into a spiritual awakening you will never forget. You're gonna be humble, you're gonna be embarrassed, your skirt gonna get pulled up, everybody gonna see your ass showing, and you're gonna try to cover and hide it and manipulate it, you ain't gonna be able to. It's gonna be lights, camera, action. I'm trying to tell y'all. I'm going to do more lectures and videos on this because it's just what my newfound tribe member wants me to be on right now. Love and light.